that Bay Area. What's up, Richmond, CA? There's some real stuff right here.
Add on coming down here.
It's Aji, man.
Add on.
Once upon a time.
Add on.
I knew how to rhyme.
Keep your ad on. Me on. Me want to own. Me on type of flow.
That's all I got to say.
Me on.
Alright.
Or me want to own. Me on type of flow.
Welcome back to another episode of the Add-On Podcast. Right back at you with another episode. Let's get it, man. Let's start off with the Lakers, obviously. They're the 7th seed right now. They lost in a game today, I believe, against who they play today. They played the Clippers, which this is the Clippers' 11th straight win against the Lakers, which is honestly insane. I feel like if AD was only going to drop under 20 points, which he did, y'all might as well not even played. There's rumors that both LeBron and AD wouldn't be playing because of, injuries, I guess, to the foot or whatever. I wouldn't say it like this completely injured or anything like that, but just like, it may not have been all the way 100%. So they might as well just taken off. But I mean, that's just not a good sign. Though. First, you barely beat, a Utah team without its two best players. Then you lose to the Clippers with no PG. It's just sad, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, right when you think the Lakers gonna get some momentum and stuff, they two mediocre performances. I'm still have high hopes for them. I know a lot of people just since LeBron came back and since the Lakers been on this roll, they were like, okay, now the Lakers finna win the chip. I don't know if I can go that high now to say they're gonna win the chip or anything like that, but I definitely like what I see now from the Lakers compared to when they had Russ or even when LeBron was playing, you know what I'm saying? Like before he had guards. So it's just, a few things in there. But I definitely think when you look at the West, I think the Lakers definitely got a shot to do some damage, I think. You know what I'm saying? Really the only team I'm really worried about in the West is playoff Warriors because I don't care what they look like now. We all know come playoff time, they're going to turn it up. Jordan Poole, Clay, Steph, Draymond, all them dudes. And the Suns. Because the Suns are, 7-0, I believe, with KD added to that roster. That's pretty insane right there. So that's gonna be a tough matchup for them. So I don't know if I don't even know how the play-in works still. Like, is it if you're in the AC, then you're in the play-in, or are the Lakers still in the play-in right now, technically with the 7th spot? I don't really even know. I mean, there was rumors that they could get to that 5th seed. But I don't know if they could do that now with they just lost, but because there's only 2 games left back in the season, so that's gonna be difficult for them to get that seed, but. I definitely like just the overall team. I think they got depth. I'm not saying they got the most depth in the league, but the Lakers definitely got depth because, I mean, like, their starting lineup, what's that? You got Reeves. I think it was, Reeves, LeBron, AD, Schroeder, Vanderbilt, right? I think that was their starting 5, and that's a solid starting 5. I think AD was playing the 5. And if he dominates, man, Anthony Davis, like, if he doesn't settle, not a lot of people can guard AD. Not a lot of people can guard him. I mean, he's only 6'10", so he's not like a 7-footer like Joel Embiid or anything like that. But he can shoot threes. He can get the mid-range going. Like, you put Zubac on guard. Zubac is not supposed to be able to guard AD or any of these slow big men in the league. Brook Lopez or any of these dudes. You know what I mean? They're not, like, you get AD that ball in the mid-post or even the three-point area. He go to work. Because remember, Anthony Davis played point guard, I believe, in high school before he had that crazy growth spurt. So, he's pretty much a natural-born ball handler of the ball. I think that's why he kind of resorts to a fault a little bit too much shooting outside. But with AD, man, doing his thing, I think, the Lakers can do some damage for sure. They just got to stay consistent. It obviously wasn't a good showing today against the Clippers. And Russ had some revenge, I guess. I didn't watch the game, but as soon as I clicked on Instagram, it showed Russ hitting 2 straight threes. And him and LeBron was kind of like going – eyeing each other down, not necessarily going back and forth, but they was, eyeing each other down and things like that. But, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, man. It's really anybody ball game on both conferences, the East and the West. But I'm going to be on the lookout definitely for the Lakers to see what kind of goes on there, man, for sure. Moving on to Tank versus Ryan Garcia, man. We are about a couple weeks away, man, like under 3 weeks away from the big fight happening in Las Vegas, my hometown, man. This is a fight you don't want to see. Or, let me rephrase that. This is a fight you don't want to miss. You definitely want to see it. If you can't be there by the pay-per-view. And normally, I'll try to find some, streaming platform that, really I'm not even supposed to be using, honestly. But, we always find the streams to find the biggest fight, or I'll find a YouTuber or somebody who streams on Twitch who's illegally streaming it or whatever. But this is a fight I think I might actually buy the pay-per-view for the first time. I ain't never bought a Floyd pay-per-view or any type of pay-per-view, but it's the fight that I definitely don't want to even try to risk trying to use some type of stream and just pausing in the middle of it. Like, nah, this is the fight I need to make sure I'm off from work and I got the pay-per-view. I think it's at $80. I think that seems like a lot, but I mean, that's a big investment considering, like, that's a good investment considering the fight of this magnitude. And man, it's just going to be pretty much anybody's game, honestly. I honestly don't know. I like both fighters. Obviously, Ryan Garcia, I like Ryan Garcia, my second favorite fighter behind Terrence Crawford. But I like both fighters. So obviously, whoever wins, I'm not going to be mad or whatever. It's going to be exciting. So it's just to see, like, I don't think this fight, it's almost no way this fight can be disappointing. It's almost a guaranteed 95, 98% chance it's going to be a knockout. Like, if it goes all 12, I'll definitely be surprised. Like, I'll definitely be surprised if this fight goes all 12 rounds, considering the fact though both of them two fighters stylistically, like I keep saying, I'm gonna keep bringing up this Tank fight. Y'all gotta get used to this because I'm gonna keep bringing up this Tank fight until it happens, like every single podcast, because it's just like, if you actually listen to my podcast, I was talking about this fight, this Tank versus Ryan fight, for a very, very, very long time. I think a couple, 2-3 years, I was talking about it, like about because the buzz and the potential might happen or it's not gonna happen, and this person's scared, that person's scared. But now that it's finally happening, I don't think it's gonna. I mean, Ryan can't back off now. They already had 2 press conferences. I mean, tickets being sold, and so this is what it is and stuff like that. And I was talking to even some other couple OGs at the gym about the rehydration clause and stuff like that. They was like, it's business. Tank did the smart thing, is if he didn't have that rehydration clause, Ryan could probably come into the fight around 160. He can bulk up that big, plus being already taller. That's business. So Tank wasn't gonna let him do that, so he weight drained him. But I feel like, I don't know. I think every fight since he got dropped, Ryan Garcia, he's gotten better and better and better and better and better. But he's got to stay locked in the entire fight, and he can't overcommit. I definitely think he's gonna be aggressive, but I don't know. I don't think that he's gonna be as aggressive as Rolly. Because even though Rolly got knocked out, I watched that entire fight. I still think Rolly was, in a way, I don't know if I should even say controlling the fight, because it's like Tank technically still controlled the fight because he was baiting him and baiting him and baiting him into that shot. You know what I mean? But I think on the scorecards, I would argue that Rolly was up. You know what I'm saying? He just got a little bit too, his IQ wasn't all the way there. He overcommitted, I believe, a little too much. Got hit with a clean shot and was lights out. So I think that if Ryan does that same thing, it's gonna be even bad for him, because he get hit like how Luke Candle hit him. He's more than likely not getting up off the canvas. So I think Ryan Garcia, like I said, we all keep saying it. You all keep hearing rappers saying it. You got rappers predicting the fight. You got NFL players and basketball players and trainers, everybody predicting the fight of what they think and who this guy and this is and that. But I think Ryan, if he keeps his distance, he's not even that much taller than Tank, actually. Because you look at that press conference, I thought he was, Tank was kind of like right there. I don't know if it was just the shoes he was wearing, but definitely Barrios was a bigger fighter, which is kind of interesting, but also doesn't make sense, because if he didn't weight drain Barrios, why he weight and drain Garcia? So he must think that Garcia is a tougher fight. Which is cool. But he probably didn't know. But now he learned from that Barrios fight. Maybe going into that Barrios fight, if he had to switch things up, he probably would weight drain Barrios too. But he still could end up getting a knockout. It was just kind of later, probably more than people expected. But I think if Ryan kind of uses his distance, uses his speed, his power, his footwork is just not gonna get better just in a couple months. Like, his footwork is what it is. He leaves his chin up a little bit. I think he could. I don't know if his footwork gonna get any better with this than this, because he didn't have any tune-up, but I can definitely think that he could probably, that whole leaving his chin up while he's throwing punches, or after he throw the punch and doing this, leaning back, that could probably change. But I don't know. It's a lot of flaws. I definitely see more flaws in Ryan Garcia than I do Tank. I will admit that for sure. I want Ryan Garcia to win because he's the underdog. And I don't know. I like going for the underdog, but I definitely see more flaws in him than I do Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis, he's got it all. I used to didn't think that. I used to really did think that Tank was just purely a mini Tyson. Like, he was just, knocking dudes out. He didn't really have no boxing technical skills, but boy, was I wrong. Because every single fight I've pretty much watched, from the Leo Santa Cruz to, like I said, the Barrios to Rolly, like all these fights he's having, man, he's getting Pitbull Cruz. He beat that dude practically with one hand. You know what I'm saying? Because he hurt the other one. So Tank can definitely box. So he's just knocking dudes out because his power and it's always there. But Tank is one of the dudes he's not going to try to force it. Because I think if he does overcommit, you can talk about Ryan. That's all Ryan got is a left hook. But if he do overcommit, he is the southpaw and he's shorter. And that left hook is so, like, the more, if you actually watch Ryan Garcia's left hook and watch how fast it is, like, when he knocked down that other dude, Fortuna, he knocked him down several times, but the replay, I had to slow it down. I could barely even see how fast that left hook was. So I think if Tank gets, that's why I think this fight, obviously Tank is the favorite, but even if he wins, I do think that, I believe what Ryan Garcia said. He said you won't leave that ring without, I'm paraphrasing, without feeling any type of pain or without feeling something. Like, I think that Tank, he might still win that fight, but I think he's gonna touch the canvas for the first time in his career. I do think so. I think that I don't think that I don't know. Just that he's gonna connect that left hook at some point in time. Like, there's no way he's gonna avoid that left hook the whole entire fight. Or who knows? It could be another punch that Ryan in his repertoire he just haven't brought out yet. It could be a right hand. It could be an uppercut. It could be a straight right, or I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he don't have power in both hands like Tank do, but I'm just excited, as you can see, man. I'm excited for this fight. That Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Tank Davis fight going down April 22nd in Las Vegas. Y'all better stay tuned, man, for sure. Another funny thing as far as boxing goes as well is Spence and Crawford. Obviously, that fight, just obviously might not never happen, but it was an April Fool's prank that they said that they both was going to fight on June 17th. I didn't really believe it to begin with, but it was just funny that they said that Terrence Crawford said it was April Fool's. Like, he said April Fool's when they was reporting like they both agreed to the fight, which I don't really I don't understand, man. Like, if all these other fights are happening with, Devin and Loma, and you got Benavidez playing, now you got Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis, why can't Terrence Crawford, and Terrence Crawford and the Errol Spence fight? And that fight has been going along, they've been wanting to fight way longer than any of these other fights that happened, probably. Besides from maybe Benavidez and Plant, because they go way back as well, but it's just a shame that fight won't happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say it won't ever happen, but if it's another Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, where they fight when they old, it's like, I guess you could say it's better than nothing, but at the same time, it's like, man, we could have had this fight. You know what I mean? If the promoters and I don't even know if it's even the promoter side, considering the fact that Terrence Crawford left Top Rank. So it's like, what is it? Is it the money? Is it the back end? Is it like what's kind of causing it? But I'm not even worried about that fight no more. Like, it's just, that's like, they can report it all they want to both of them getting a press conference and they start selling tickets, then maybe I'll start believing. Really, I don't want to believe until they actually on the ring, inside the ring on come fight night, because there's been so many rumors about that fight and stuff like that, but nothing's true at this point. Moving on to NF. NF is dropping a new album this Friday. At the time of making this video, called Hope. I reacted to two songs off the album already. It was Motto. I didn't react to Motto. I reacted to Hope. But I listened to both songs he dropped from the album. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited. This is NF's first album he's dropped since The Search. Obviously, he dropped a mixtape in 2021, Clouds. But I think The Search dropped, I believe, in 2018, 2019, I think so. So it's been a minute since he last dropped an actual studio album from NF. So, hey, people gonna start putting respect on my boy NF, man. He's not just, you can try to put him in this box, oh, he's just some Christian rapper or he's whatever, but NF, man, he got talent. And this dude, man, like I said, to be able to, man, it's so many things I can say about NF, honestly. Just like, for him, obviously, starting off not cussing in any of his music, the storytelling, you know what I'm saying, the cadences. Like, if you go listen to NF That's a Joke. You go listen to NF That's a Joke, that song, and you can just see them cadences, the way he switches it up, the patterns and everything like that. It's honestly insane, honestly. And obviously Eminem is my favorite rapper all the time, but whenever people whenever I compare the two, not saying that NF is not even on that level yet, which is I think NF is almost on that level as far as skill, not necessarily the Eminem's level, but I'm talking about to be in the conversations with the Kendrick and the Coles and stuff like that. But he won't probably ever get that recognition because he's not going to sell his soul or not going to take this other lane, this mainstream route, which is cool for him because people who actually know rap and know hip hop know they end up belonging in that conversation. But I think when you compare Eminem and NF, obviously NF is obviously way more. Like you can play NF around your kids and don't got to worry about it. You can't pay Eminem around your kids. Like you can't. Em is my favorite rapper, but he's a crazy dude. He says some crazy off the wall stuff. But NF, man, I think NF he got some stuff over Eminem. I feel like as far as just I think when you talk about when they get into that fast flow rapping, when they go da 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 da, like a lot of time Eminem don't really be saying too much. It's just all cadence and flow and stuff like that. But NF, when he get into that fast flow in the pockets, he's actually saying stuff. I think NF got him on the storytelling. He got him on the creativity. He got him on not necessarily the impact, but just I don't know, the story. Like I said, he got him on a few things for sure. It's not much, but he got Eminem on a few things. And I think NF's fan base just go crazy, just like regardless of what the mainstream media think about NF, they can call him this, call him that. NF fan base, and I'm one of them, was gonna always be a supporter of his. So I'm gonna definitely react to NF's album this Friday. Joiners, obviously, we'll get into that next, obviously, but yeah, NF dude, that dude he's something else for sure. I got put on him, I believe, in 2018. Almost right after I became a full-time Eminem fan. And then shortly after I got put on the NF, which is kind of just probably my recommended considering they're both white and then they both kind of got similar styles and things of that nature too. But NF actually has a song on the album with Corday, which is kind of interesting, somebody I definitely didn't expect. He already checked one dude off the box that I wanted him to rap with. He did that song with Hobson, obviously. Now he's doing a song with Corday. I'm hoping he can hopefully do a song with Joyner Lucas or NF. Excuse me, Joyner Lucas or Eminem. Hopefully next in the next couple of years, or maybe even Dax as well, because Dax already shot an NF out as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see that song with Corday. I think that's the third track song on the album as well. So that might be the first song I react to. I think the first two are Hope, Motto, and then the next one is I can't remember if it was called Grinding or whatever. I saw the track list for the album, but I think the third song on the track list is the one featuring Corday, which Corday is one of the hottest in the game too. Probably not, doesn't do as much numbers as some of these other mumble rap dudes, but I'm talking about when you a young dude that's under 30, which Corday is actually trying to make a change in hip hop and substance. That's a big thing for me when I talk about rap is substance. I know a lot of these rappers these days they make hard beats. Like I said, like a lot of you, I'm not lying. You catch me in the gym, I might be listening to a couple of mumble rap dudes who could be considered mumble rappers who don't really rap about much stuff with substance. But it's mostly because of their beats. I'm telling you, it's kind of just contagious. You gotta listen to some of them for sure. But I think a lot of rappers these days lack the substance. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, it's very few rappers that I listen to right now, besides from the all-time great ones just from now, like obviously Kendrick, J. Cole, Corday, Dax, NF. Like it's really a select few people who I really tap into. A lot of them, these other rappers just pretty much just nonsense. So everybody want to be a rapper, but not a lot of people got substance. And the people who do got substance are they're corny or no, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to play that on radio. And if you don't want to sell your soul, we're not gonna, they're not gonna achieve this level of greatness. It is what it is. But if you're doing it because of the love up to the craft and you're doing it, anything you do in life, you're doing it for God and you using God's gift. I mean, people who actually know hip hop and study hip hop is gonna respect you and gonna give you a product. That's what I mean. Like I know NF, I know his caliber. I can name your favorite rapper, people who watching this that's my age, 19, 20, 18, whatever the case may be. They favorite rapper, I guarantee you, NF is better than. I guarantee. I ain't gonna say no names, but I can guarantee you they better. But they probably not gonna, listen to him because he's not mainstream. Or if they do listen to him, they'll be like, yeah, he cool. But it's not really my style. I'm not really rocking with that because they don't like what he stands for or what, the way he rap or whatever the case may be. It's just different. People won't like they style of whatever they like to listen to. So, but NF, man, keep doing your thing, man. I'm excited for the album this Friday. I'm gonna react to probably every song on the album. I'm probably not gonna do a full album reaction because the way my camera works, it can only record for 29 minutes before I have to stop it. So I'll probably just gonna record each song, one by one, and then I'll put that on my other platform. Obviously, Emmanuel R&D. Y'all go subscribe to that channel, that YouTube channel as well. Very versatile. But Joyner Lucas as well. He's gonna be dropping another album soon. I don't know when he's gonna drop the album specifically, but he's gonna drop a song the day NF drops his album, which I probably, if I was Jordan, I probably wouldn't do. Honestly, I think NF is, I don't even know. I know NF has more subscribers than Jordan Lucas. I don't want to say he's a bigger artist, but I wouldn't say like a big artist like NF as far as like his core fan base. I wouldn't even drop a single like his the same day. But at the same time, it's not like he's dropping an album. Like if he was dropping an album the same day of NF, I would say nah, because I don't want y'all to compete. At least give it a week gap or something so people can get to the next one. But he's just dropping a single with Future, which is interesting. These last few collabs from Joyner has been kind of interesting. A lot of them I didn't like, or a lot of them I thought I wasn't gonna like, but then I did end up liking. Really, the only one I didn't like over the past 2 years that a feature that Joyner did was probably the one he did with Lil TJ. And I don't got nothing against Lil TJ. He got a few hits that I like, but just that specific song he did with Joyner, I didn't like how he sounded. I like Joyner's part, but even one we did with Ty Dolla $ign, I didn't. Late to the Party, that was a banger. I didn't think I was gonna like that with Lil Baby. J. Cole, them dudes, like, it's certain songs or features you get with Joyner Lucas, and you don't think that it's gonna mesh. You don't think that you even need it, and until you actually listen to it. So the song with Future is gonna be tough too. Future is another one of them rappers who's just like, a lot of people say Future is one of the best ever. Like, from what criteria you saying that by? You know what I mean? Like, Future, as far as the hit making and just like for his era, I guess you could say he's one of the best. What he does, but I mean, if you get into you judge it based off what you're supposed to judge rap off from a technical standpoint, and just the skillfulness, Future's nowhere near. But Future makes like obviously that song. Every time I think of Future, I always think of Mask Off. That's obviously one of his biggest songs, if not his biggest song. So Future's tough, so I'm gonna definitely tap into it for sure. Hopefully, he gives us more insight on that song and when the album is actually dropping. Hopefully, it's soon. Within the next maybe month or so, hopefully. Because obviously Joyner's last album was Evolution, which was a banger. So Joyner's doing his thing, man. Y'all gonna stop sleeping on Joyner as well. Joyner's not one of the dudes who's like NF as far as like a Christian-based rapper. So I don't know if Joyner, I don't even want to get into that as far as I don't know if he's, did anything to get into that mainstream lane. I've heard a few things from Joyner in certain songs of what he said that he did, which is obviously controversial, but it's pretty much hard these days for any rapper if you want to get to that point without selling your soul. That's the hard truth about it. That don't make an excuse to do it, but because you could still be a successful rapper. Look at Lecrae, probably one of the best, if not the best, Christian rapper, of this generation, and I'm saying over the past decade or so, and he's very successful, and he never sold his soul. You know what I'm saying? At least that's what he claims. You know what I mean? I don't know what happened behind the scenes or anything like that, but hey, so I mean, if you continue to do what you do, man, and I don't even necessarily say like you got to be like NF and just don't cuss at all. Like that's his lane. That's what he does. That's why I like him. That's why I gravitate on. And that's probably why I think last year in 2022 I ended up listening to more NF than I did Eminem, just because I kind of just a lot of the old stuff Eminem did was a little bit all the cussing and stuff like that. Obviously, Eminem is still always going to be my favorite for sure. And I haven't heard an Eminem song drop a new release since that song Used as Gospel, which he didn't cuss in. So I don't know if he's the next Eminem. Imagine the next Eminem album he dropped, no cussing on it. That's going to be a freaky. Like, if he can pull that, I don't know what he's, cooking up behind the scenes. We haven't heard from him in a minute. No tweets, nothing. I think the last song he did was Used as Gospel. I mean, that was months and months ago. Actually, may have been last year, to be honest with you. Not completely last year, but it was probably, like 6 months ago, 6, 7, 8 months ago. So just imagine, like, Eminem, the biggest, best-selling rapper of all time, drops an album with no cuss words in it and just kind of completely changes his lane of what he's talking about and God and Jesus, man. That he can do it because Kanye West doing it. People call Kanye crazy and he's corny. Yeah, Kanye definitely going through some things for sure and went through some things, but I mean, at least he's changing up his music and kind of what he and exposing the industry. I like watching videos like that of people exposing the industry because all these celebrities, man, it's getting kind of ridiculous at this point, man. So it's just like every person you think that might not be a part of that, so-called Illuminati or whatever the case would be, 9 times out of 10 they're a part of it, and but a lot of these rappers and the celebrities, they're coming out of it. They're breaking them chains off, and they're trying to find new heights, regardless if that's gonna, ruin their record label, their deals, and their money, whatever the case may be. It's either like at the end of the day, you can't take none of that with you come Judgment Day. So it's like all that money and whatever you got you do. That's why I don't even know. I don't never listen to Jay-Z or Beyonce. I don't ever listen to them. This is what they represent. It's the whole Illuminati thing, Rock Nation, and you got Rihanna at the Super Bowl throwing up the sign with the eye, and like, come on. And imagine if Rihanna didn't do that. She probably was told specifically to do that at the Super Bowl. But not a lot of people talk about that. It's like, oh, she killed the performance. But I don't even be listening to really the music. Whenever somebody has performances that I don't really listen to begin with, I always listen to or watch what certain things that's happening within the video or what they're doing, different gestures and what they're wearing, and it's I can go on and on and on and on. That's the one thing about me that that's definitely I pay attention to. But I'm gonna start, like I said, I'm gonna start reading too, man. Which went to the library today, man. Bought me not bought me, but I rented out about 7 books today at the library. So I mean, I'm studying up on hip hop. I got me some hip hop books to read about. I got me some religion, books to read about. Christianity books. What else did I get over there? Got me some history books about history. I gotta be at all different types of book, man. I definitely trying to change my mental, like for sure. I'm always said it. Even my dad's always said I've always had the mental, but I just don't got the. Or excuse me, I always had the physical, just never had the mental. And I always used to just like kind of laugh it off. But as I'm kind of getting older, he was right. You know what I'm saying? I definitely do got the the physical. You know what I'm saying? Good body. You know what I'm saying? Lean and got bounce and adrenaline and a stamina and jump at the gym, dunking on people, all this and that. That's cool, but the mental was really going to take me to the next level as far as everything. Going with my podcast. But like I said, I'm leveling up now. You know what I'm saying? Got me an iMac. Push out the content, faster. Got the camera, the laptop. I got everything I need. So it's like it's really no excuses for me to take that next step. So. That's why I'm starting to, I feel like a lot of times I'll be on my phone a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? Just, even if it's just, I'm being like watching YouTube, NBA stuff or listening to reactions, all them times, them hours you be on your phone when you not, which is cool. You could be on your phone when your off day, but I mean, a lot of that time could be spent getting some knowledge. I almost forgot too. I also bought a book on how to manage your money better. Like I'm really trying to, really grab as much information I can while I'm young. That's why I don't want to wait to, I'm 30 now. I'm gonna start, focusing really on my mental, like, you know what I'm saying. But obviously, it's got to start with the Bible. The Bible's, the first book I will be reading every day. We'll try to read it right when I wake up, and right before I go to bed. And anything in between, I'll read whatever I want to read. But reading is something that I've never really liked doing. I always like writing. But I'm going to try to incorporate the reading in too. That's why I went to the library today and just, hey, but I'm probably going to have to force myself to read, probably for the first couple of weeks or whatever the case may be. But I'm excited to see where come up with my knowledge gain. Because I always liked history. So, I mean, got that going for me. You already know I'm into sports. So I mix all the two together and just try to, man, I'm excited for myself. Because I know, what I'm saying, I get the mental side of things. And like I said, my dad was right. I've always had the physical, just never quite had the mental. You know what I'm saying? So I think once I get that, and that's not something you're gonna just be able to gain overnight. You go continue to grow, but keep putting God first and keep doing your thing. He's gonna take you to new heights for sure. And I believe that will happen for me. But that wraps up the episode, y'all. Feel free to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, subscribe to my other podcasts. Or my other, channel per se. Not really a podcast, but it's pretty much everything. Vlogs, reactions, basketball content, Emmanuel R&D. That will be in the description down below. And I'm going to see y'all next episode.